Imagine waking up one morning in October and finding out the world's financial system has frozen, banks are collapsing, markets are in free fall, and the wealth of nations vanishes overnight. It sounds like history. But what if it's not? What if the ghosts of 1929, the greatest financial crash in modern memory, are once again walking among us? Today, we ask the question haunting every economist, investor, and dreamer of progress. Are we really heading for another 1929? The poly crisis. A world on edge. The year is 2027, a world of interlocking crises. In Eastern Europe, conflict expands. In Asia, China sharpens its focus on Taiwan. In the Middle East, fragile peace dissolves once more. But this story isn't about politics, it's about what follows. Behind the noise of tanks and treaties, another war is raging, a financial war. On Wall Street and beyond, trillions vanish in weeks. The once glorious AI boom, the darling of global investment, implodes under the weight of its own promises. Artificial intelligence, once hailed as humanity's next great leap, has instead become the next great bubble. Companies that were once too smart to fail begin failing faster than ever imagined. And like every great mania before it trailways tulips, .com's the dream turns to dust. The AI bubble. When innovation meets illusion for a moment, AI seemed unstoppable. Governments, investors, and corporations poured billions into servers, chips, and data centers, believing machines could rewrite the destiny of productivity. But then, the numbers stopped adding up. Productivity flatlined. Businesses that bet everything on AI found it wasn't magic, it was math. And the math was cruel. Reports began to surface, AI systems misfiring, data costs exploding, and fraud creeping in through the cracks of hype. Suddenly, the world's biggest dream was starting to look like its biggest delusion. Every financial mania begins with genius and ends with greed. Lessons from 1929. Let's rewind nearly a century back to 1929. The world was euphoric then, too. Automobiles, electricity, radio technology was rewriting the future. Stock prices soared beyond logic. Ordinary people became overnight investors, believing prosperity had no end. Then Black Thursday, October 24th, 1929. Panic, margin calls, bank runs. By the end of that week, America's confidence had shattered. The Great Depression followed, swallowing a decade in darkness. Now, almost 100 years later, the signs feel chillingly familiar. Sky-high valuations, debt everywhere. And the same eternal whisper of markets. This time, it's different. The fragile trust of money. At its core, is not gold or paper, it's trust. And right now, that trust is trembling. Governments are drowning in debt. Bond markets are in revolt. Interest rates are soaring. Even the world's safest currencies, like the dollar and euro, feel the tremors. For the first time in generations, investors are fleeing not toward paper promises, but toward gold. And even Bitcoin. It's a signal the old order of money may be breaking down. When confidence fades, everything built on it begins to crumble. The return of the bubble, economists call it irrational exuberance. That unstoppable urge to believe that prosperity will never end. We've seen it all before. The dot-com dream of the 1990s, the housing euphoria before 2008, and now, the AI gold rush of the 2020s. But this one is different in scale. AI isn't just an industry, it's the foundation of the modern economy. 7 men: Zuckerberg, Bezos, Pichai, Musk, Cook, Altman, Nadella hold the levers of innovation that power nations. Their data centers hum like temples of progress. But the cost? Astronomical. Even these tech titans are borrowing money to stay in the race. Competition burns cash faster than it creates value. And history reminds us, when the fire burns too bright, it always runs out of fuel. The dominoes of crisis, debt, geopolitics, inflation, technology, each alone is a risk. Together, they form the perfect storm. Economist Jeremy Warner calls it the polycrisis, a world where every vulnerability amplifies the next, and no government has enough strength to stop the chain reaction. Unlike 2008, there may be no global rescue this time. The fiscal cannons are empty, the central banks are out of ammunition, and yet the party goes on. As one Wall Street executive once said before the last crash, as long as the music is playing, you've got to get up and dance. Today, the music is AI. The dance floor is Wall Street, and everyone knows the floorboards are cracking beneath their feet. The psychological trap. Finance isn't just about numbers, it's about emotion. Fear and greed are timeless actors on this stage. When the market rises, greed blinds us. When it falls, fear paralyzes us. Every boom writes the illusion of a new era. Every bust rewrites the same old truth. Human behavior never changes. The tools evolve: railways, radio, silicon, AI, but the heart of speculation beats the same. If the crash comes, if history rhymes once more, the crash won't just hit traders or billionaires. It will ripple through jobs, homes, savings, and societies. Economic collapse breeds political instability, and political chaos breeds the kind of uncertainty that history knows too well. In 1929, the Great Depression didn't just empty wallets, it reshaped world power, sowed the seeds of extremism, and altered the course of humanity. Today's interconnected world is even more fragile. A spark in Silicon Valley could ignite a storm in Shanghai. A tremor in Wall Street could shake Paris or London. Hope and wisdom, but here's the other half of history, the one we too easily forget. After every collapse comes renewal. After every storm comes clarity. 1929 gave birth to reforms, new institutions, and the financial systems that shaped the 20th century. 2008 redefined banking and accountability. And if another crash comes, it will again cleanse the system of illusion and excess. From the ruins of speculation, humanity always builds something wiser. The markets may rise and fall. Empires may come and go. But wisdom, the ability to see beyond the frenzy, is what endures. History doesn't repeat itself perfectly, but it often rhymes, and it always leaves a lesson. So, as we stand on the edge of another potential 1929, ask yourself, are we dancing to the same old tune, or quietly preparing for when the music stops? Because in the end, those who remember history are the ones who survive it.